take this out. Can you guys hear me? Are we live? How's the levels in the chat? I will be streaming from the Twitter space. So once that starts, I will not be able to basically, I'll be reading the comments over here on YouTube, but we're just going to be doing the Twitter space with Chris Sheehan. Can you guys hear me? Are we live? What's good? Let me go over to the, yeah, maybe if I find it from here, Drip Marketing DAO. Levels are good. Thank you, Illy Views 369. Shout out to you, and shout out to Biso Kanwar. So, yeah, if you don't have Twitter Space, you don't have to jump over there. I'm going to be streaming the exact same thing, but using YouTube here to get you guys' feedback. If you want to ask questions, then I can read the questions here on YouTube and then address them with Chris. I don't know who all will be participating. I know Chris will be there, but I don't know if, I believe also Rock Ape and Scott are going to try to jump in, but I don't have confirmation. So we will see who all shows up in the Twitter space, and then who all also is going to be speakers in the Twitter space. I did just make a video. So for those of you that haven't followed, actually it's not out yet because it was getting in conflict with this, but it'll go out about 8:45. So there is an update from Forex. It was in the Crypto Winners Circle chat, and yeah, it was a little bit of back and forth, but the good news is that he's addressing some of the sentiment from the community. Bad news is that we have mixed sentiment in the community. That's the challenge. So I have never actually hosted a Twitter space, so I got to figure out how this actually works. I started it myself, but now I gotta figure out how to start my space. And like I said, once I do, I'll be muting the microphone on this side. Where is it? So what's good from you guys out there? Any updates? Any things to discuss? This is not my typical Friday freestyle, but oh, okay, I can start now. All right, so let's do that. I'm gonna start the Twitter space, and then I want you guys to tell me if you can still hear the levels on the desktop side. So let's go ahead and start this. And see if we get some music going back there. All right. So that, let's see. So now I'm going to try to join the Twitter space on the computer. Sorry, it's not Twitter anymore. It's X space, I guess. Man, shout out to Elon. He brought this thing full circle. I don't know if you know your history, but his original design for PayPal was called XPay or X.com or something like that. And now he's going back, bringing that back together because he still sees Twitter as this kind of decentralized payment platform, man. Very interesting. And now he's rebranded it. So this man is playing 3D chess. All right, we got some people joining the space. I am still looking for it on here. Oh, there it is. Live right there. Hey, I missed it. Go back, go back. There we go. So hopefully we will be able to hear this. And you guys let me know if you can. And then again, send any messages you have for Chris or the, what do you call it? Just the Spritz Finance and drip integration in general. Start listening. Here we go. Computer's running a bit slow, it seems, trying to do both these things at once. All right. Come on, click through. Let me in here. All right, here we go. Now connecting. Let me know if you guys can hear the audio once this syncs up. It should show up. And I see Scott is in here. Invite to co-host. Can you guys hear the music? Is there any music going on? I do not hear or see music from the desktop side for this. Where are we at? Desktop audio should be coming. Because I hear it in my headphones. Let's mute the mic. Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys hear me out there? Are the levels good? I invited Scott to co-host. Want to make sure it's actually working on this side.
What's up, my man? I can hear you over here.
Ah, perfect. There we go. And you are indeed a co-host. And there's the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Sheehan himself. Add as a co-host as well. And looks like I got this working without screwing it all up. Cool.
There we go. How you doing?
All right. Hey, loud and clear, Chris.
Yeah.
Got you, Lima, Charlie. How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you doing? Good to hear your voice again.
Yeah, you too. Same, same. And we even got Scott here. I know you guys tried to sync up for the initial announcement, and he's a busy man,
Yeah.
but he has graced us with his presence.
Hey, Scott.
Chris, good to hear from you, man.
Yeah, totally. How's your Monday going?
Can't complain. Nice and busy, which is the way it's better than not being busy. So things are good.
Usually that is absolutely the case, except for maybe a few days a year.
Very true.
So we'll see who else pops in here. I know we had a couple people, and this is kind of a just free for all, Chris, kind of as we always done it. So I'm assuming you're going to be giving us some updates on how things have going and what the future of Spritz and Drip do together, and we'll just kind of bounce back and forth and see how it goes.
Yeah, we can, make it about Spritz, about the collab, and you guys too about drip, and so it doesn't need to be just about Spritz and us. Of course, we will do that, but also, yeah, anything you guys want to chat about of the day is all good with me.
Awesome. I do have one plug I'll be throwing out later on, reference some development. So we'll see how I can weave that in there. See if I can
Good.
bounce that off you.
Yes. Great.
All right. Well, we're at 8:02. We got some people in the chats. I try to always start things on time. That's that military background, I guess. So we just dive in, man. So thanks to all you guys out there that jumped in on this. This is the first official Drip Marketing DAO Twitter space. I've been on tons of them with Kryptonite, but never actually hosted one on the Drip Marketing DAO. Maybe there's something we can look into in the future. So we got myself, we got Scott from the Drip Marketing DAO, Rock 8 might grace us with his presence later, and of course we got Chris Sheehan, which needs no introduction. I think you guys are well familiar with him. We've been supporting Chris and his Spritz finance platform, and this is kind of the opportunity to touch base on how things have gone within the Drip Rewards program. Also ask any questions if you guys have referenced Chris, maybe never got a chance to speak with him or interact with him. So we'll just
Yeah.
give the floor to Chris or Scott. Do you have anything first?
Oh, and by the way, can you make the Spritz main account or invite to host also? That should be Julia on there, just if she wants to add anything.
Got it.
But no, I've got nothing to add to that intro. I mean, we can kind of launch into it with a bit of an update on the Spritz and Drip community reward collaboration and where we're at and the milestones, if you'd like to start there.
Sounds like a plan to me. Is there any new posts that I can pull up? Because I'm streaming this on YouTube. So is there anything that I can pull up to show this?
A post, it's probably linked, or maybe we can pin it to this, Julia, when she gets permission to co-host there, to the main blog post where it announces the collaboration. If you just go to spritz.finance/blog, that you could see some of the details there as well. So you got those 3 tiers, new user signups, and then new active users. So you got to not only sign up, but actually do a $50 transaction. And we're counting this since we launched it in early June, mid-June, and this is running through the 31st of July. So we've got till a week from today, everybody. And then there's a transaction volume milestone as well. So we've got these kind of 3 places to play. And we've actually paid out already, or I don't know about paid out, but we've already done about $3,000 in drip. Coming from transaction volume, we've done almost $2 million of volume so far in Spritz in the drip community. some good cash, and there's a lot more to earn here in the last 7 days, starting now. So that's kind of my mini update. Happy to drill in or drill down for you.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, definitely some positive sentiment and potentiality in there for sure. So I think the big thing that I was always pushing was, yeah, that transaction volume. Because I think that to me is the real MVP that you guys have, is the ability to get unbanked. Like, yeah, speculative asset trading and making $1 million overnight is great for crypto, but be self custody and sovereignty and all this stuff is actually where people really need to be looking at. And that other goal of unbanking or banking the unbanked as well, it's like you guys are actually offering that solution. So I think that's where the real juice lies, not only with the drip community, but just people in crypto in general, because we still, for now, have to exist in the real world. So
Yeah,
until
man.
the metaverse comes.
I know how it is, and I like the Bankless had a little newsletter article, like Fed. Everyone's talking about Fed now. The instant time to take control of our money. So that's what we're trying to do, and maybe a little product alpha. USDT, USDC, whatever on Tron. We are actually in private beta, and we're going to be launching Tron to the public within a couple of weeks, actually. So I don't know if there's a big overlap or not. I expect there's a little bit. That's a very exciting product update over here at Spritz.
Awesome. Well, speaking of product updates, I know right now Polygon is the only one you guys have, as far as I'm aware, for the automatic payments. Any future development or ideas to migrate that to other chains?
Yeah, it's on the roadmap for, I don't know if it's for this quarter, to be honest, or the next one. We really want to expand a few networks. We're actually working on some international expansion too. Again, I really hate overpromising, but we hear everybody saying when, X country, when this country. I know all of your listeners, Drip Coach, are not in the US, so that is a big priority for us. But the smart pay, recurring payments, charge up your card on a recurring or automatic basis. That's all really asked for by users, and we know we need to get it out of just Polygon, just USDC for it to be useful. But yeah, that is not a burning priority at the moment.
Okay. Since you brought that up regarding the global expansion and takeover of Spritz, this is a perfect opportunity to plug something that I was mentioning earlier. So, for this channel that we're on right here, the Drip Marketing DAO, we actually have expanded into the Philippines and partnered with a company there that has been doing basically some campaigning and stuff like that, onboarding people, education before crypto, and now they're using it with crypto adoption. And this individual wanted me to reach out to you and see if you guys are looking at anything in the Philippines, and if so, he might be able to get you some inside connects into moving that forward. He's a legitimate forward-facing business, registered like
Wow.
7 years, all that stuff. So if that's an opportunity,
amazing.
I'd like to bridge the gap.
Yeah, no puns intended there. Maybe they are, but yeah, man. I mean, I'm all open arms. Anytime folks want to help us out or find some win-wins, and we're doing stuff in the real world, and I'm we could be ignorant about how folks are paying bills or doing what they're doing right in these other places. So yeah, if he's got some connections and know-how in the Philippines or honestly wherever, then I'm all ears. I've been taking calls with people in all sorts of countries and places who need kind of Spritz functionality, and we'll follow the customer, the user, we'll follow the community, and if folks can help us unlock some of those doors, very very useful.
All right. Well, awesome. Well, I will forward that over to you guys via email. So shout out to Project Great Life and Ray Tacomo. He's the CEO there. So get you
Okay.
guys connected and see what you can do with that.
Project Great Life sounds positive.
Exactly, exactly. What about you, Scott? Anything from your side? Reference to Dow or Spritz questions, your community?
My biggest question, I guess, is we're entering the final week of the competition, which obviously is cool. I don't know if you call it a competition, but the initiative. So, we're close. I don't know how close we are on a couple of the tiers. I just want to know if there is something we're close to that would give us the most bang for the buck. If we drove one individual part of the initiative, whether it's bill pays, onboarded users, whatever, what's going to give us the most bang for the buck? So I think it would help for people to know exactly what it is. Is transaction volume? You let me know what we could do to make it most effective for the community.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. I mean, we've got really 2 miles. So you're actually pretty close to the sign up. So just another 150 signups. Is another. It's not the big one. User referral link, you're going to earn a little bit of the fees anyways from who you invite. They're going to get a rebate back on their fees. So you're going to get that individually, and then Drip as a whole is going to get many thousands of dollars buyback and some extra publicity for the new users. So yeah, new users, spread the word, get them to sign up, and even better, get them to just send $50 to their credit card or to their bank account.
Awesome. Yeah, that's super helpful. And like you said, 150 new signups shouldn't be too difficult. If we spread the word throughout a week, it's not extremely difficult for people to do.
Yeah, we're close to on pace. We would definitely expect more than we've got already, but just a little bit extra push would be awesome. And then we do have kind of that tease for. So there's actually some bonuses that I built into the rewards. We've hit a few of these like $500 bonuses, which we're not doing the drip buyback, but instead with that we're actually going to select some of the new at random 5 or depending on the amount 10 random of the new users who've come into Spritz as part of the drip community, and they'll receive a part of that $500 collective bonus that we've got as well. So there's some individual prize.
Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for the update.
Yeah, Scott, for sure.
What about from the community, you guys out there listening? You guys got any questions you want to ask Spritz about besides win UK, win Canada? Besides those, we'll see if anybody has any questions and go from there. Do you have anything else, Chris, that you wanted to sprinkle in? Anything we didn't cover? Because I mean, yeah, that's the updates on the rewards
Yeah, well, I
program
was going to
and what the
ask,
future is.
and I'm in some of the drip, privileged to be in some of the drip Telegram groups. So just kind of, A, like, how's everybody feeling? B, what are, obviously everyone's into drip, but they're into other stuff too. Like, what are some of the other either adjacent or even just even unrelated things that you've seen people be really excited about in the community. I don't know whether it's other networks or whether it's some of the meme coins have come out or anything else. Just kind of curious what's on everybody. Or maybe everyone's just kind of chilling. It's the summertime, cooling off a little bit, and waiting for the bull market to take off.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't actually keep a pulse on everything. There's so much development, so many different things popping off. I don't even know who the, loudest community or where the biggest development is. And the last thing I caught was some the Bitcoin stuff going on with the ordinals and sovereign and
Yeah.
back stable coins and all that stuff. But I mean, these are already kind of taking the existing things in the space and just building on top of them. So not sure how that integrates. Is there any futures for AI with Spritz? You guys looking into that?
There you go. I mean, our vision really is, if you're a crypto owner, user, investor, believer, and you're, walking around in your own 2 feet in the real world, then we want to be next to you for that. And we sort of see the world of crypto and fiat. I don't know about blurring or combining, but stuff we used to do 10, 20 years ago in fiat should and will be done in crypto. And that means you got to make some decisions, right? Like, where should I invest? How much should I save for retirement? Where should I put my paycheck? So we really want to create this experience and earn your trust as a real crypto person. That's what we're building at Spritz. And so I think that continues to be our vision. What we've done, what we've put in market so far is just a sliver of that. We're thinking about off ramp. We're thinking about direct deposit. Thinking about all these other things that we will roll out over time. So, and that vision seems to resonate. More and more, like every day. As I talk to users or kind of out there, it's really resonating. So, I mean, that's kind of what we're excited about.
Gotcha. All right, we do have a question from the community, NY Crypto. You go ahead.
Hey, what's up, gentlemen? Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hey, yeah, so I just want to commend you guys for for embracing our community. Right now, the question on everybody's mind is when DDD. But yeah, I do have a question based on a recent transaction. Actually, my first transaction with regards to the time frame for processing payments. Are wire transfers, is the time frame for wire transfers different from credit card payments?
Yes. Yeah. We don't do wire for bank transfers. Yes, actually, bank transfers are instant for most major banks in the U.S. Something like 600 banks, so even more than the major banks, but just not every bank. Within seconds, from $10 to $100,000, it's literally in your bank account. Credit card, like if you're making a payment to, and of course, if you're charging up your Spritz card, that's instant also. So if you need to buy some groceries, or if you need to make a big Airbnb purchase, right? Because you're going somewhere, that's instant. The bills, so if you've got a credit card, Chase, Citibank, Amazon card, yeah, that's going to take a day to 3 days. Typically. So that's unfortunately not instant today. We're working with our partners to get some of that instant for some of those cards, but yeah, that's just unfortunately not instant yet.
Okay. Yeah, so I kind of had to learn that the hard way because I wasn't aware of the the amount of time that it takes for that payment to go through. So my timing was a little off, but now I'm aware.
Oh no, I hope
so.
you didn't miss. It sounds like you're late. Maybe if that's the case, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go on the record with that, but um,
Yeah.
I did the transaction did go through. So and for the record, Drip Coach, I did use your referral link, so hopefully you'll be getting whatever whatever is due to you from Spritz Finance.
Nice.
One more question with regards to the sign-on bonus. So I need some clarification. When you initially sign up, you have 7 days to add whatever accounts you're going to add
Mhm.
in order to qualify for that sign-on bonus. Or right now, I think the promotion you guys are running it's $10. You match up to $10 for every account that you add, correct?
Yeah, I think it might be limited to three, up to your first three accounts. The purpose is, um, hey, what is Spritz? If I really send these guys some crypto, is it really gonna, is my credit card bill, my mortgage, my garbage bill, whatever it is actually gonna get paid? Is it gonna come out the other end? So we basically give you $10 towards your first payment on up to the three of your first bills, and you've got 7 days. So you sign up, you figure out, hey, what do I want to pay? You add your phone bill, say, oh, I want to send, $50 to it. We'll make it $60. Or if you just want to send, a dollar, we'll add another $10 in there, and you can make a test payment, wait a day or two, and you'll see that it works.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's I kind of missed that opportunity as well because I thought it was initially I thought it was 7 day. You have 7 days from the time you add each account, but it's
Mm.
7 days. It's 7 days in total.
Yeah, I think that's right. But hey, we're pretty flexible. So if you email me or support at Spritz or just hit the chat and say, hey, you're hoping to get that. Can you try again? We're happy to give you a credit or let you try again if you want to. But yeah, typically it is 7 days is the automatic reward in there. And yeah, we just want people to, the purpose is to try the tool, and so we want to motivate you to try it.
Okay, yeah, and I it's just also to bring awareness to to some of the listeners, just to let them know that there is a 7 day window of time that
Yeah,
they
cut off.
have to or cutoff time that they have to add those accounts. But of course, you have some leniency towards new users, but in general, you want to try to get those accounts added within that 7 day time frame.
Yep. Yeah. I appreciate that, bringing the awareness. Yeah, it's not even sort of part of the product now, so much so that actually that's been running for, gosh, maybe 8, 9 months now, and I think everybody loves it, and it's a win-win. So that won't go away anytime soon. And yeah, the $10 kind of smooth the way. Also, every your first figure out, hey, how do I go bankless? Do I trust Spritz? Am I going to do this right? We're not going to charge you for that first $100, so you could off ramp $100, and it's free to you.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna be shilling my referral link. And yeah, just I again, thanks for partnering up with us. And I definitely think it's a utility for the community. They just it's gonna take some time for everyone to get comfortable and
Hmm.
start to come to know more about Spritz Finance, but in due time.
Totally, yeah, yeah. I appreciate that, NYC Crypto. Yeah, and we're always, this is a financial app. There's, data, like we take privacy very seriously, security, everything. And there's, you can read our tutorials, all of that. But, we do try to build that trust as effectively as we can. So if you all have ideas, we're actually starting to build out our YouTube channel a little bit. I think I'm going to be present there more personally. We've got more video format content and just tutorials. We're going to be releasing some more tutorials that have videos, kind of animations, just try to get everybody every which way, get people comfortable with the app, as soon as possible. And so if you guys have ideas on how to do that, like why did you hesitate those first couple days or first couple hours? How could we have smoothed the way? I'm all ears. That's really the goal there, of course. And everybody's got their own process.
Yeah, man.
Thanks.
Yep. Yeah, you hit it on the nose, man. I think like with everything, education is key. That's how to move forward.
That's why we're here. Good.
Yeah, reference that. I wanted to give it real quick before I go to Drip to Wealth. I know he's got a question as well. But on that note, since you're mentioning this, and I can see you guys and Chris and all the times I've interacted with you and your team, you guys are phenomenal at like community engagement and support, your support team and chats and all that stuff. So I think that's phenomenal. Want to just give a shout out to you guys. But you just mentioned you want to hear from the people because you're creating a product that needs to be utilized by the community. So I really respect that and think that that's an awesome step in the right direction. So with that being said, I guess my question is to you and the Spritz team here, how can our community members kind of work with you in regards to development, and then what can the next phase of like a Drip community rewards program look like? Like how can we revisit this? This was the beta test. We saw that it does have some legs, but how can we now get together as a collective and pitch ideas in a way that one benefits the Drip community as well as, of course, the bigger mission for you guys, and how can we do that as a collective?
Wow, big question. That's I love it, man. I think in terms of development, keep doing what you're doing. Maybe do more of it, but only do what's comfortable and authentic. I see people in, you name it, channel, private channels with Drip, just sort of saying, hey, the other day I used Drip, and if you're an international person, you can actually set up a Wise account, bank account, which has a U.S. Depository address, and you can use Spritz with that. You still need to pass our KYC, right? But that's another issue. But just kind of sharing tips and tricks, and not tricks really, but mostly tips. Little videos, everything you've been doing, Drip Coach. Just kind of demonstrating to people, especially it's so powerful to just show in a quick video. Here's how I just off-ramped whatever $50 to my bank account instantly of BNB or BUSD on Binance Smart Chain using Drip. And here's a little blacked out. Here's a little video of it. Or here's me tapping my Spritz card at Starbucks. That sort of genuine user generated content, whether it's just a quick message on Telegram or Twitter, or if it's on YouTube, if you've got that platform, that is absolutely the best way you can help us, spread the word. And it's, I'm not going to tell you to do it. Not even going to pay you to do it. It's just because I think hopefully we both feel that it's useful for people to see. And if they see you do it, and they hear somebody else do it, and they hear it from this person, then they'll check it out, and it gets them over the hump. And hopefully everybody wins in that environment. So that's the stuff I just really appreciate. It's frankly what gets me up in the morning, is seeing all this kind of organic sharing. It's just it's really great, and it makes us work even harder to make the product as safe, secure, and smooth as we can make it. So I appreciate that. And in terms of where do we go from here, this is the beta test. We've seen how it's driven so much new users, volume, just a lot of interest and activity and excitement on both sides. I don't know. I'm an ideas person, so I could kind of dream, all day about all sorts of ideas, how we could kind of make the program even more fun. Maybe there's more individual prizes, right? Maybe the buyback is something we do semi-permanent, right? I don't know how if we can maintain a generosity level, hopefully can, but maybe we make it permanent, and then there's kind of a regularity to it, keeps people going. Maybe there's a drip branded, version of Spritz. Even we could do some fun things, right? Maybe there's some NFTs, maybe there's you name it, right? I think there's like lots and lots of fun things we could do, and maybe we even have a little brainstorming session, right? We figure out what it could be. So that's just maybe a taste. But we'll certainly kind of pause, assess, take the summer, and then, as and when there's a new product announcement from Spritz, some new functionality, maybe a new country, maybe we can launch some drip specific rewards and interest there, right? I think that would be really fun.
That's awesome. So that answers my question. It definitely leaves the door open. So that's kind of all I wanted to know. All right, Drip to Wealth, it's on you.
Coach, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Got you loud.
Right on. Chris, how you doing, sir? I see Scott, NYC, Lady Mania Trap.
Yeah.
How's that, man? Great showing for you guys. You know what? I actually did have a question, but you really just kind of glanced over it. What I was really trying to get a very explicit response for is, as we think about the beta testing with the drip community, did you guys already discuss like how you would rate our overall performance? Because I hear a lot about like future state, which is completely fine, which means we did enough to continue the conversation. But if you were to go back in time and you would create expectations on how you thought things would play out at this point, where are we at? And let's just be really honest, because if we don't provide the honesty and complete transparency, then there's no room for improvement. So I'm hoping that people will just put it out there, and then it gives us something to chase down as a community. So expectation wise,
Yeah.
where are we at?
I hear you, Drip to Wealth. Yeah. Well, I guess I can't give an A plus because then you can't improve on an A plus, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been just astounded and so surprised and humbled by the interest, excitement, by the success of this. I think we set some pretty ambitious goals that, I wasn't sure where we would reach. I wasn't sure, does the rocket ship, does it launch? And I think we really have. Now we've got room to go further, and we didn't just smash every result, but I think that's good. So it points to some opportunities. I don't know, what are the opportunities? I wouldn't say it's like, hey, what can you guys do more? I look at it as being a shared thing, and kind of what's on us also at Spritz to design a program, spread the word ourselves with you, provide you with the tools. What we haven't done is, is there a live dashboard, right? Is there some graphics and things that you guys can really use and share around? Is there something interactive, right? The sky's the limit there to empower you guys. We didn't do any of that. So I think, as I think about the next phase, there'd probably be a quick session where it'd be like, hey, what gets you as a community collectively even more excited? What empowers or equips you guys individually or as, influencers, as thought leaders in the community? What gets you excited and motivated to go out there, and what feels authentic there? So yeah, I think it's a shared responsibility. And I think for this first like beta thing with Spritz, we're not a behemoth out there, a household name. I think I've been really impressed and very grateful for where we're at.
Now, Chris, that's good, man, because I wasn't sure about your response, but everything was trending towards favorable. And the fact that, one, we even created this partnership, that in itself is amazing, because we say it all the time, and I'm not sure who coined it, but I hear it from Coach quite a bit. It's all about the collaboration over competition. And DeFi is really a microscopic space currently, right?
Yeah.
So why not create synergies with rock solid products and service providers to really leverage each other's communities to kind of grow together and create this, this massive community that benefits each other, right? People are off onboarding their crypto weekly, maybe even daily, right? So why not consider trying, at a minimum, trying it with the added benefit of rewards to buy and burn drip. And again, I'm trying to understand this in terms of like feedback. What is the hesitation for people that are listening right now? Are you hesitant because, I'm just throw some stuff out there, maybe not enough people are talking about it, so you don't necessarily trust the service provider? Is the cost associated with the transaction, is it prohibitive, right? Let's like really talk through what are the concerns that is preventing you from, at a minimum, trying it. And if there's things that we can work on together as a team, then let's solve for that stuff, right? So again, for the listeners and the speakers, I hopped on late. Did we address any of those concerns from the community where they didn't even want to try it? And then why not?
That'd be a cool video. The why not, the not the anti-Spritz, but the kind of the why not Spritz video, right? Maybe Drip Coach, you could do one of those and say, hey, let's talk about the why not. And of course, we're going to hear the people who are like, well, UK, Australia, whatever. But hey, if you can, why not? And that stuff is gold in terms of feedback for us.
I would, if I was going to speak up, I'd say the likelihood is that there's probably a large majority of folks that haven't yet tried to off ramp their crypto. They got into the crypto. It's really been sitting on centralized exchanges. They never moved it to like a MetaMask wallet or Rabby or anything like that. They started to migrate over, get into the DeFi space, invest in some protocols, and they're not really at the profitable point yet where they feel like they can pull money and send it somewhere. They're kind of just leaving it in the ecosystem. So to answer an earlier question, I think part of the traction that we're missing, and when NY Crypto came out and said, hey, we're waiting on Triple D, which is really the layer 2 to drip. I think a lot of people are waiting for a good price spike to make their first sale or sell a little bit, take a little bit of profits. And I think at that point, that could be the catalyst to people trying out a bill pay service.
Scott, that makes logical sense. But you and I both know people who fail to plan to fail. You understand what I'm saying? So why are you waiting for this mountain of cash before you start off ramping your crypto? Don't you want to be in position so when that happens, you can off ramp your crypto at the right price? Because no one knows when it's coming, what the price is going to be, how long it's going to stay. And to your point, I know for a fact people are doing that. They haven't ROI, they're not making profit, but that doesn't stop you from preparing to either on or off ramp your crypto with the right service provider. You're gonna have to do it at some point. I promise you, you are. No one is accepting Trip, Bitcoin for mortgage payments. You're gonna have to off ramp at some point. So why not prepare for it now? Especially now that we've got an incentive in place that motivates you to do it, that actually, I don't know, buys and burns drip. How about that? That's not motivation enough? Those
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer in my eyes. I use Spritz basically.
What are we waiting for? You know what it is, Scott? Man, I don't want to throw adjectives out there, but I'm telling you, man, it shocks me to this day why more and more people within DeFi and our ecosystem specifically haven't tried Spritz. And we got to get behind why that is and solve for that. Because there's an answer. We just don't know what it is because maybe we haven't asked the right question. But there's an answer, and we need to solve for that. Because it's not about the service provider. It's not about the fees. I guarantee you it's not those things. Safety, what's really 100% safe in crypto? So if there's a way to answer that question, maybe we should answer that one too. And if we start knocking down all of these hurdles, more and more people will support the right products. And that's Spritz right now.
Yeah, thanks. I can offer a theory, right? In some ways, at least from talking to, I think by now hundreds, maybe thousands of users myself. Crypto is many things to many people, and not everyone looks at crypto as an earning opportunity or a lifestyle, or maybe they do, or they look at it purely as an investing opportunity. It's not their spending bucket, right? Kind of the mental model or the way that people think about crypto can be very limited. I'm not faulting them. It's just sort of how they've approached it. It's the thing that I buy all the time and I never sell. And, it used to go up and up. Now maybe it hasn't, but I'm just waiting. But I'm sure as heck not going to put more in it, until it, goes up again or so forth. Because I can't afford to, whatever, with inflation, part ways with my hard-earned, real world cash. And so I think, for me at Spritz, how do we, maybe there's some more creative ways we can work to kind of change those mindsets a little bit, because I do believe that if people feel so comfortable, like, hey, if getting on and out, like into and out of crypto is as easy as I think Spritz makes it, to me, I think that would unlock a lot more, even more interest and more capital to flow into Drip and into many other, crypto platforms. It's because we need to unlock the mindset that crypto is purely this kind of one-way street until, like you said, drip to wealth. It's sort of this fantasy end state where we're all, billionaires. And actually, maybe we don't even need cash then, but so I think, how do we change that? Maybe one idea, and there's many ideas, right? Maybe one idea is we kind of pair the on-ramp with the off-ramp. Let's do the round trip. Let's take $100 real. Maybe we'll pay the fees, we'll pay the gas, we'll subsidize you. You come into crypto and then we'll push you right back out kind of same day. And look how fluid this can be. And then can that unlock, okay, now maybe my $500, my $1,000 can get into crypto if I've seen that happen.
Nice. Very nice. Yep. Like it.
Yeah, that's the narrative I think that I've been pushing, telling people to try it. Reference what you guys were mentioning is that, yeah, some people aren't in profits. I was like, well, don't wait for profits. Just bridge over your one bill that you have this month and test it out. So,
Test
and
it.
with the fees that you already have for less than $100, it's already free anyway. So send over your, cell phone bill or half a cell phone bill or water bill, send it over into stablecoin, then send it right back and pay the bill. And there you go. Now you've done this round trip, like Chris just said. I think that's the educational piece to get people to try it out without having to have any speculation or risk of losing anything, and still benefit the ecosystem for Drip as well as the self-sovereignty aspect of getting unbanked. So that's the narrative I think we need to push towards.
Hey, can I just add to
Amen.
that?
Yep.
Yeah. So if if we're gonna be transparent, right? I think on the topic of why why have people been hesitant to use the product? And I think it has a lot to do with skepticism. I think it's obvious that DeFi is still it's experimental, to a certain degree, and a lot of people are concerned about safety and security, and my funds, are my funds safe? Is this transaction gonna lead to my account getting drained or whatnot? So can you briefly maybe just go over what security measures you have in place at this current time, just for some of the people that are listening now and are hesitant or just on the fence about using the product because they just especially within the Drip ecosystem, we're very prideful about our product, and it's there hasn't been any rugs, there hasn't been any exploits. So when it comes to exploring outside of the Drip ecosystem, a lot of investors are very hesitant.
Yeah, totally understand that. I think and there's different ways to address, like, even security itself is different to many people. For us, I mean, first of all, we try to be yeah, we're quite unique in that, you could find our whole team online. We've got our reputations at stake. You can kind of see my real identity, my background. I'm on, LinkedIn and everything. I'm here in the US. So there's a lot of, and I'm out there, right? So there's a lot of that in terms of just, hopefully the credibility and reputation. Beyond that, we are self-custody with very, very limited permissions. So if you are sophisticated in Web3, not everyone is, but if you're connecting your wallet with Spritz, you can fine-tune the amount of even the allowance, the spending allowance that you're actually granting to Spritz to make those payments, and you can, revoke it. It's very, very transparent there. You're not ever giving us, you're not depositing crypto. You're not giving us carte blanche over your assets. And then, we are actually providing this alternative, and this is actually another product feature that's coming out, because a lot of people just at the end of the day, hey, I'm signing this blockchain transaction, I'm connecting to a DApp, who knows who's behind this, I didn't have time to do my research. So we are changing it or evolving it where we're actually going to give you a regular but private blockchain address for each and every one of whatever accounts that you add to Spritz. So if you add, a bank account, maybe you add your bill, your car loan, you're going to get 3 different addresses that are yours and privately yours. And you don't need to connect any wallet to us or give us any permissions. You just send what's comfortable to that address, and you're instantly going to get an email saying we're processing it, and then we're going to off-ramp it or send it to that card or send it to that auto loan. And it's just one less thing, one less permission to give for people who, who don't want to. So, those are just like a few of those things. And then, our FAQs, our support, we answer dozens of questions every day around privacy, around what we do with data. And we just try to give the straight up answer when people ask.
It
Yeah,
sounds
I
like a
appreciate
great.
it.
Go ahead, NY Crypto.
No, I was just gonna say I appreciate that your response. And again, um, you know, we're still um, we're just we will never know if the product actually works, you know, if we don't take that step forward and utilize it. It's really, and to each his own. Regardless, everyone is going to have their opinion. Folks are going to favor one product over the other, and that's everyone's decision. But again, there's not many platforms out there that's offering the services that you're offering. So it's just something to take into consideration. And like with everything in DeFi and crypto, you got to do your own research and do what's best for you. So consistency is the key. Just keep coming to these Twitter AMAs and
Yep.
allowing people to ask questions and just again getting familiar with the community. I think that's really what it all boils down to.
Yeah, just keep on
100%.
hammering and being out there. I hear you, and that's what we're trying to do. But appreciate the vote of confidence there, NY Crypto. Thanks.
Yeah, and I think that's a great place to wrap it because you dropped a lot of gems there, and I think for me, the going forward, Drip to Wealth, NY Crypto, Scott, all these guys that have popped in here. I think what I want to see is kind of some sort of community roundtable town hall that we as the representatives of the community can reach out and get in contact with you, Chris, and your team and see how we can move this forward as a collective. As you mentioned, there's things not only that we can do, but there's also things your team is looking to help us be able to do those things easier. So I think the best solution forward is to take this collaboration that we have and smooth out the edges and figure out how to utilize this opportunity and move it forward. Because as I mentioned to you, Chris, before, that we're just one community. So I know that if we can figure this out with Drip, then the sky's the limit for you guys at Spritz to be able to replicate this for all other communities. So I'll be definitely reaching out to some of you guys here on this stream and figure out how we can actually do this. I don't know if it's going to be a public forum. I think it's great to actually have this Twitter space and have people give their feedback to get it directly from community members, but also community leaders to participate in this kind of town hall discussion and what the future can hold for collaborations like this with Spritz, as well as any other future potential companies and things out there that might exist. So thanks again, Chris, and your team at Spritz for opening this up and testing this out with us, giving us the opportunity to be the beta testers on this and still keeping the door open for future potentiality and collaboration. So I really appreciate you taking your time to do this.
Oh yeah, 100% Drip Coach, and to everybody, all you drippers listening, and Scott and Drip to Wealth, great to chat with you guys, again in this forum, and it's just been a great journey, and I know we're gonna have many more adventures together. So yeah, the thanks and gratefulness go all around the other way too.
Much appreciated. All right. We'll close it out. I know Chris has CEO stuff to get to, and my day's just getting started out here in the Kingdom of Wonder. So appreciate all you guys that popped in Drip to Wealth style. I'm going to go ahead and shout out all the people that popped in here. So thanks again, Scott, Chris, Drip to Wealth, NY Crypto, Spritz Finance, Papa Nugs, Lady Mania, Crypto Fever, Illy Views, Robbie Ryan, Sir Pepe, Zen Crypto, who we got here? Rye, Draco, Andy, and C. Thank you guys for popping in. And hopefully we can do this again. Then the Drip Marketing DAO looking to utilize this platform that we created that is specifically looking at using the Drip community and Drip collaborative platforms to give a voice to them. So I know Rocket mentioned, unfortunately he didn't make it here today, but he mentioned he wanted to start doing that, to use the Drip Marketing DAO Twitter space as a way to shine light on these collaborative efforts. So keep an eye on this space for us to be doing stuff like this in the future with other companies and supportive projects. So appreciate you all for popping in. Thanks for the time, and thanks